Many people interested in paranormal events are fascinated by spirit writing games like Ouija boards or spirit writing systems. However, these things aren't as simple as they seem. Once you start playing, you might find yourself unable to shake them off. If you're lucky, you'll be fine, but if you're unlucky, you might be haunted by spirits. A young man who loved to travel often went hiking with a few friends who also enjoyed traveling. One time, he and 3 of his buddies traveled to the beautiful Southern Xinjiang region. That night, as darkness fell, they found a hotel nearby and booked 2 rooms for the 4 of them. The small town was sparsely populated at night. There were few shops, few streetlights, and little entertainment. Unable to sleep, the 4 of them gathered in one of the rooms to chat. Their conversation drifted to paranormal topics, and then they noticed 2 white candles on the bedside table, kept as a backup in case of a power outage. One of the guys suddenly had the idea to use an Ouija board to pass the time. The other guys, more adventurous and interested, immediately found a piece of white paper, lit the white candle, and turned off the lights. The game of Ouija board is very simple. It's a basic form of spirit summoning. 2 people must share a single pen, while the other 2 observers must remain silent, watching as if it were a spectacle. The group was excited and curious, not thinking much of it. The 2 holding the pen closed their eyes and asked questions, inquiring if the spirit had arrived. The pen actually moved, drawing a circle on the paper, signifying a successful summoning. They laughed and whispered, "God, it's here. It's here." Then they asked if the spirit was male or female, and the pen wrote, "male," in a crooked, illegible way. One of the pen holders thought the other had written it, and the others thought they had deliberately written it themselves. Curious, they continued asking the spirit questions. After playing for a while, suddenly someone pushed open their door, carrying a thermos. It was an old man, smiling broadly as he said, "I've brought you hot water." Just then, the men turned on the light, but it didn't work. The old man chuckled and said, "The power's out, the fuse blew, it'll be back to normal in a bit." He carried the thermos to the table and asked them what they were playing. They said they weren't playing anything. The old man put down the thermos, and one of the men casually asked, "When will the electricity come back on?" The old man turned around, looked at the white candle with a smile, glanced at the 4 of them, and said, "If I blow out this candle, the electricity will come back on. Do you believe me?" This piqued their interest. They thought the old man was quite amusing. One man said, "I don't believe you. Try blowing it out." So the old man put his hand to his lips, brought his face close to the candle, and pretended to blow it out. He gently blew, and the candle flame, which was originally yellow, slowly turned green, burning higher and higher, brighter and brighter, filling the entire room with green light. In the firelight, the old man's face turned a ghastly green, and only his shadow flickered across the ceiling. One of the men even saw the old man's eyes suddenly lose their pupils, leaving only white irises. The old man also laughed, and as he opened his mouth, white teeth fell out, clattering onto the table. Then, with his aged hands, he picked them up and put them back in his mouth. The 4 men were terrified. Suddenly, the lights in the room came on, and the candle went out, but the old man had vanished, leaving only wisps of smoke rising from the extinguished candle. They found the thermos was still there, but it was covered in dust, with cobwebs clinging to the handle. The four men were so frightened that they frantically tore up the white paper on the table, threw away their pens, and threw the candle out the window. The next morning, at daybreak, they saw the shop owner sweeping the hallway and told him about the previous night's events, asking if there had been an old man delivering hot water. The shop owner said no. The men then described the previous night's events to the shop owner. The shop owner, unhurried and in a very low voice, said, "Shh, don't tell anyone. I'll bring each of you breakfast in a bit. Don't spread this around. This house used to be that old man's. He lived alone in this big house. His children lived in other cities. One time, he accidentally scalded his foot with hot water, fell, had a heart attack, and died. His mahjong partners found him 3 days later. He was still clutching a thermos when he died." The shop owner continued softly, "Don't be afraid, he won't hurt you. He probably saw something going on at home last night and came back to check it out. It's all right, you young men. Don't be afraid, don't worry." The four of them had relaxed a little, but the shop owner's words made them even more terrified. They were so scared, they didn't even dare eat breakfast and quickly left, losing all interest in continuing their trip and going home. This shop owner was really cunning. Even though sometimes we might stay in a hotel room with a dead person, shop owner, you shouldn't have said that. You scared them half to death. These four men must have attracted the old man by playing with the Ouija board. The ghost, on a whim, revealed himself and startled the four young men. Although the old man didn't haunt them, people who are extremely frightened need a recovery period. A few days later, the shock will wear off, and the person will become mentally confused and disoriented. They probably won't dare play with the Ouija board again, and they certainly won't dare stay in those kinds of hotels in remote areas.